The Liberals are holding their only leadership debates today and tomorrow. And frankly, I think that they are trying to sneakily dupe Canadians into forgetting their record of the last 4 years. Things like doubling housing costs, doubling our national debt, making our economy weak, increasing crime, and juicing the fentanyl crisis, putting our country at risk of economic devastation in light of the threat of American tariffs. And so tonight, it seems to me like the Liberal Party is about to, or attempting to, coronate Mark Carney, an unelected man who essentially has the same record as Justin Trudeau because he has been advising Justin Trudeau in senior economic roles for many years. Many of these policies that have put Canada into such a dire strait, Mark Carney had a direct hand in creating. So tonight, as the Liberals have literally their only debates, the only next couple of times before Mark Carney could be coronated as Prime Minister, exposure to the Canadian public, Mark Carney must come clean on a few things. First of all, in the last 2 weeks, we've seen Mark Carney sneakily imposing a shadow carbon tax. So I watched him on Atlantic Canadian TV make this very weird quip about not needing, that the host would never have to use steel. And so it was okay to put increased carbon tax on steel producers. So he needs to come clean on this sneaky imposition of a shadow carbon tax. He's also been sneakily skirting ethics rules. This is a man who has sat on some of the world's largest corporations, some of the most senior boards in the world, and he has yet to disclose any potential conflicts of interest that he might have, as well as financial assets that might create conflicts of interest for him as Prime Minister. He could actually become Prime Minister and be Prime Minister for 4 months without disclosing any of those potential conflicts of interest. And that's just wrong. That's a very sneaky move on his part. And he should be coming clean on that tonight. He's also been sneakily speaking on both sides of his mouth over the last few weeks. He says one thing in English and another thing in French, particularly on the issue of pipelines. Conservatives have been very clear in both English and in French that we will build a pipeline. We will ensure that there is a pipeline built from west to east. But Mark Carney needs to come clean about his sneaky double-sided words on that matter. He's also been sneaky about saying he would use emergency powers, and he needs to come clean about what that means. And I'll also say this, the sneaky accounting trick that he's talked about, it's a scam. So essentially what he said for the federal budget, it reminds me a lot of Justin Trudeau in 2015 when he came out and said there'd just be these very small, very, very itty-bitty little deficits. And when in fact we know that Justin Trudeau doubled the size of Canada's debt and year after year posted massive inflationary deficits that did things like increase the cost of groceries, make life unaffordable, make it so that people can't afford rent. And again, Mark Carney has been part of the architect team of those policies. And now he's saying that this accounting trick, this scam that he's providing, he's saying that he's going to put a bunch of the deficit spending on one credit card and all of the other deficit spending on another credit card that he holds behind his back. And he needs to come clean about being sneaky on that front too. I will say this, conservatives on that front have been very clear. We need to fix the budget so that we can stop inflationary spending. This is why we've got policies like a dollar for dollar spending rule. But tonight, Mark Carney, again, he's on an imminent path to coronation on behalf of the Carney-Trudeau cabal. So he needs to stop being sneaky, explain some of his contradictory remarks that he's made over the last few weeks and contradictory policies that he has, and just basically come clean with Canadians because we feel he's just like Justin.